What's up? What's up? How are you all doing? I am going to be doing some Throwback Thursday videos, is what I'm going to be calling them. And it will be reviewing places that I have traveled, whether that's in the past year, in the past 10 years, just at some point, reviewing some of the fun things we did in town, some fun places to eat. And if this is a place you might be visiting, feel free to ask me any questions. Just some cool stuff to start with. So we will be starting with Toronto, Canada. I love Canada. It's a cool place to go. Living in Montana, there's a lot right above us, but Toronto, a little bit further away. My brother loves Canada, so we've gone there quite a few times because he's wanted to. So it's definitely an awesome place to go. Toronto is a huge city. It reminds me kind of New York City. So if you've gone there, there's a lot of similarities that I'll be talking about. So when we went, we stayed at the Delta downtown Toronto. I've actually gone twice. The first time we didn't go for as long. The second time we went for about a week. So I'll be talking mainly about the second time. And so, yeah, we stayed downtown at the Delta, which was right next to the CN Tower. So you could just walk across the street to the CN Tower. You could look out your window, or the view from the pool was of the CN Tower, which is awesome. So if you don't know what the CN Tower looks like, I would definitely recommend Googling it. I will actually be adding some pictures in this video at the end of Toronto to check out if I can figure out how to. If not, I have lots of pictures of it on my Instagram, so check that out if you're interested. So the CN Tower is huge. I don't know exactly how many feet, but you take an elevator up to the top, and then you can go and look at the whole city from that high view up there. And you can actually, there's like a glass floor that you can stand on and look below at the aquarium below you. So that's kind of cool. I like sat on it. There's like the people jumping on it, and then me who kind of scooches out and sits there for a second. I'm like, that's good enough. But I am afraid of heights, but it's still awesome to go up there. It's a great experience. I just kind of make myself go. I'm like, when else are you going to be here? So if you have not, don't know what that looks like, haven't gone there, I would definitely recommend looking it up, checking out my pictures. If you're ever there, definitely check it out. It lights up at night too. So there's all these fun colors and they flash, and it's an awesome place to go. So like I said, you can see from the glass floor right below it is the aquarium. So once you get out, you can just go right to that aquarium. It's pretty fun, kind of, like any other aquarium you can walk through. The one thing that really sticks out to me is once you're done walking through, like the shark tank and everything, you can actually go above it and look down into that open shark tank and the open fish. There's a huge opening. So that's kind of cool. That's something different that I hadn't really seen a lot. So that's also a pretty fun place to go. We did a ton of walking there, especially staying downtown. So by walking, we got to see a lot of things we might not have otherwise seen and came across that we didn't really even plan on looking at. There was this huge sculpture. I will try to, again, add a picture of it. It was this huge sculpture we didn't even know was in town, and it looked almost like a big animal, but it was silver with like leaves on it and birds, like a tree. And we were just like, wow, like it was awesome to see. And just so many buildings and restaurants you come across just by walking and seeing what you come across. So that's one of my favorite things, just anywhere we go, is trying to walk as much as possible, as long as it's safe and within reasonable. So another thing that I had been wanting to do, because I had seen some cool pictures of it, is the Toronto sign. It lights up at night. During the day, it's just white. And there's a huge pond in front of it with fountains. So that's really cool to see. We had actually walked by it one of the days before without even realizing it. And then when we put it on our GPS, we were like, oh, it's right here. So it's really cool. I also have some pictures of that I will try and add. Another thing, so I love going on ghost tours. I'm all about that. And I've gone on quite a few. So if you have any questions about ghost tours, I've been on some pretty awesome ones, some interesting ones. This one was pretty fun though. It was a walking one. It was a little rainy, but we walked around town for probably an hour and a half. She told us stories of different places. And so I really enjoyed it. You get to see different buildings. And from there, so once it was nighttime, we went to like their main downtown area. And this is what really reminded me of like New York City. So it has all of the lights that light up, all of the signs. There was entertainment, just people everywhere. restaurants, just a huge like city center and all the lights. And I loved that. That was another thing that we had gone to before, but during the daytime. So during, you know, the daytime and nighttime, it's two different looks, and I could have stayed there all night just taking pictures, because if you can't tell, I love taking pictures of everything. But so that's another thing that's really cool to see. So we actually were able to go to a baseball game as well, which was at the Rogers Center. It was the Twins versus the Blue Jays, and it was a beautiful night for baseball. So they have a big field there. So that was a lot of fun. We also randomly, we weren't even really planning, and then my mom like found tickets online. We went to Panic at the Disco. So I hadn't really listened to them for a while, and so she was like, let's just get these tickets and go. It was at the Scotiabank Arena. And so we went, got some drinks before we went to it. It was such a great concert. Like, we were all so happy we went. He put on such a great show. So something that we just got tickets for, like, oh, might as well go while we're there. It was awesome. If you ever have a chance to see Panic at the Disco, I would definitely recommend it. They put on an awesome show. So another thing that I think we walked to it, and then I think we took like the train back because it was a little bit more of a walk. It was the Casa Loma Castle. Another thing I love is castles. So this was awesome. It was huge, a ton of history. If you like history, they had this like tunnel underneath that connected to part of their other house. And I have more pictures of that too. So it was really cool though. Casa Loma Castle. I would definitely check that out, whether you go there or just some pictures online, some of the history about it. Very interesting. So can't forget the food and drinks. One of the best parts about traveling, being a foodie. Yay, who's with me? So one restaurant I've really come to love that is mainly in Canada, I think there might be a few in the US, I could be wrong, is Elephant and Castle. If you've never been to one, if you're next by one, I would definitely recommend going. They're decorated really cool. And something that they serve there and just in Canada in general is poutine, which is gravy on fries and like cheese. It sounds kind of weird, and it took me a few times of being like, what is this? But the more I've eaten it, it's totally grown on me. It's really great. So if you've never tried that, and I know they have that, I think it's kind of growing through restaurants here now too. Definitely recommend trying that. Another place that was right by our hotel was the Loose Moose, and they had just some fun music, kind of a louder place. But again, I love the thing about different restaurants is just how they're all decorated different and cool, and the different environments. Another place we went was called Pick Six. It was Pick Six Sports, but six was spelled like with a 6-IX. This was really cool though. It had like a covered little patio, and it was raining quite a bit, so that was nice. And it was lit up all pink and all these different colors, and had some trees, and so that was a really cool place. Just I found that really awesome. If you're a coffee lover like me, I would definitely try out Tim Hortons. Always have to try out the local coffee or Canadian coffee, so definitely Tim Hortons is another one. So hopefully this has sparked some excitement into you to either, research some pictures, some information about Toronto, or maybe try and visit there someday. Like I said, if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me. My brother is like a Canada expert, so even if I don't know, I can always ask him because he has like an amazing memory too. So also a few other things, obviously since it's a huge city, there is tons of shopping. One of my favorite Canadian stores is Roots, and we always make it a point now to go there too. They just have some cool clothes, something a little bit different than what you might get here. Also there was the hockey museum, which we didn't actually go through, but if you're a hockey fan, there's tons of that information up there too. So I'm just really excited. I feel like I have finally kind of found my passion between, traveling, motivation, like I've mentioned, but I feel like I've really found what sparks me and gets me excited, and I've been able to focus on that, what kind of comes naturally rather than what I am kind of forcing more so. So I'm just excited. It's kind of enlightening to be like, yes, I finally found kind of my calling, my passion. So like I said, I will be doing more of these videos as my Throwback Thursdays, and a few of the ones that will be coming up are Las Vegas, New Orleans, and Texas, specifically the Riverwalk in Texas. If any of those interest you, let me know. Let me know if you have specific questions, or just make sure to check it out. So I'm just going to end here with a quick definition and a quick quote relating to traveling. So the definition is of wanderlust, a noun. It is a strong desire for or impulse to wander or travel and explore the world. I definitely feel like I have some wanderlust. Who's with me? Who else feels that? And the quote I have about traveling is, I've been really liking this quote lately. Traveling, it leaves you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller. So traveling is just so awesome. It's so awesome. Make sure to join me on my adventures, on some more reviews of towns that are just awesome towns to visit. And I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. See you later, guys.